Welcome to Not the Code, where we explore the human side of software development. Today, we're diving into something that affects every single team, yet rarely gets the attention it deserves. Entropy. Now, before you think this is going to be some abstract physics lesson, stick with me. Because what I'm about to share might explain why your team feels more chaotic today than it did 6 months ago, even though nothing major has changed. Let me start with a story that still makes me cringe a little. A few years back, I was part of a team that had these beautiful, crisp daily check-ins, 15 minutes tops. Everyone knew exactly what to share, we identified blockers quickly, and we moved on with our day. Fast forward 6 months. Those same check-ins had somehow morphed into 45-minute marathons. Half the time was spent on quick questions about processes that used to be crystal clear. Our productivity metrics told a depressing story. We went from completing 28 tasks per cycle to barely 16. Here's the kicker. We hadn't lost anyone. We hadn't changed our tech stack. We hadn't shifted priorities. We'd simply let entropy creep in one small compromise at a time. So what exactly is entropy in teams? Think of it like this. Imagine a workshop where tools gradually migrate from their designated spots. Nobody makes a conscious decision to create chaos, but without constant maintenance, disorder naturally takes over. This isn't just a software development problem. Marketing teams drown in outdated campaign templates. Sales teams follow processes that no longer match customer needs. HR teams struggle with policies written for a different era. Entropy doesn't discriminate by department or industry. It's a universal force. But here's what really matters: the human cost. The real toll of entropy isn't measured in missed deadlines or declining metrics. It's felt in the pit of your stomach when you start your workday. It's that creeping dread before another meeting to align on alignment. I once worked with Sarah, a brilliant senior developer who went from proposing innovative solutions to barely speaking in team planning sessions. When I asked her what changed, she sighed and said, "I got tired of explaining why we need to address technical debt before building new features. Every iteration, we pile more on top of the mess. At some point, you just stop fighting it." This pattern repeats everywhere. The marketing specialist who stops suggesting new ideas. The customer service rep who gives up on improving the ticket system. The project manager who accepts that meetings will always run over. So, how do you know if entropy is taking hold of your team? Take a moment to reflect. How many of these warning signs sound familiar? Meetings that consistently run over time? Documentation that trails reality by months? An increasing number of workarounds rather than actual fixes? Growing use of the phrase, "that's just how we do it"? New team members taking exponentially longer to onboard? Team reviews that identify the same issues cycle after cycle? And my personal favorite red flag, when quick fix becomes part of your daily vocabulary. If you're nodding along to more than 2 or 3 of these, your team might be deeper in entropy than you realize. But here's the good news. Recognition is the first step toward recovery. So let's talk about fighting back. First strategy, run entropy-focused reviews. Instead of generic "what went well" questions, try asking which process worked great 3 months ago but feels broken now? Or which part of our workflow are we afraid to touch? Second, implement documentation audits. Schedule monthly documentation gardening sessions. Each team member adopts one piece of documentation, spends 30 minutes updating it to match current reality, and, here's the important part, delete anything that's hopelessly outdated rather than letting it mislead future team members. Third, create improvement budgets. Allocate 20% of your team's time to addressing accumulated debt. Make it non-negotiable, like paying rent. Track improvements like you track deliverables. And finally, design entropy-resistant processes. Build maintenance directly into your workflows. Regular reviews of standard procedures, scheduled audits of tools and systems, periodic spring cleaning focused entirely on reducing complexity. Here's the thing about entropy. It's not a problem to solve. It's a condition to manage. Like tending a garden, maintaining team health requires consistent small efforts rather than heroic interventions. The good news? Small improvements compound just like entropy does. That 10-minute daily cleanup of your shared resources, the habit of updating procedures immediately after they change, the practice of questioning that's how we've always done it statements. These tiny acts of resistance add up. I'll share something a bit embarrassing. Early in my career, I prided myself on being the move fast and break things developer. Ship features, fix bugs later, documentation is for people who can't read code, right? Then I inherited a project I'd rapidly delivered 2 years earlier. Spending 3 weeks just understanding my own code was one of the most humbling experiences of my career. Now I think of my future self as my most important teammate. Fighting entropy isn't about perfection. It's about respect. Respect for your colleagues, your future self, and the people who maintain your work long after you've moved on. Remember, every team faces entropy. The best teams aren't the ones that avoid it. They're the ones that acknowledge it, plan for it, and tackle it together. This week, I challenge you to try just one thing. Pick one small process that's been bothering you. Spend 15 minutes fixing it properly instead of working around it. See how it feels to push back against entropy, even in the smallest way. Your future self and your teammates will thank you. Thanks for listening to Not the Code. Until next time, keep building better. Not just better software, but better teams.